Welcome back, Saber enthusiasts. This is Nick Nitro, and I am the Lord of the Crucible. Today we are going to go ahead and try and take this NeoPixel connector that we wired up in the last video, and we are going to try and actually connect that with the upper chassis that you're seeing on your screen right here. Now this has a chassis PCB that you'll be seeing here in just a moment. This is what we're going to be connecting everything to, and hopefully when we're done, this will be ready for installation. So if you enjoy what you're seeing here, by all means, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. It'll really help us out a lot. Now right here you see the ground pin that we're actually going to be soldering to first. So let's see if we can't get this on here on the first shot. And as you can see, we get a little, stuff in the way a little bit. We're probably going to have to trim that wire down. This will take just a moment here. Now I did say I was going to show all of my mistakes, and this is kind of like part of it here. Getting the wires trimmed to the right size, getting everything soldered in place. It takes a little practice, it really does, and I am like so out of practice on this stuff. Here we go. Yeah, I actually had to restrip the wire and trim it down yet one more time. Like I said, my first time. We'll see how well this goes. That looks a lot better to me. So, give it a little touch. And look at that. That was actually a really good connection. Should be the way it goes every time, but, well, it takes practice. Okay, next we're going to be going to the button 2 pad here. Now this is normally for a 2-button config, but we're using this for the second data line connecting to the NeoPixel connector. So this is going to be a 1-button config on this lightsaber, and this gives me a couple of extra pinouts to work with. There we are. Much better. Now, for my data lines, I'm using 28 gauge wire, and for my power leads, I'm actually, like the one we're working on right here, this is going to be our first positive lead. This is going to be a 24 gauge wire, and I'm going to need 2 sets of 24 gauge wires for both the power, for both the positive leads and the negative leads. Look at that. I wish it was all so easy. Now, unfortunately, here's the data 1 line that we're going to be doing here. Unfortunately, the original audio for this video didn't turn out very well, so I'm having to do a little voiceover here. If I seem a little disjointed, that's why. So there's our data 1 lead. Oh. Looks like that didn't work out too well. Let's try again. Here we go. Much better. Okay. And one thing I am learning while doing all of this is that as I'm putting this together, I'm getting more and more ideas. Really does pay to have a lot more planning ahead of time. Now here's our second positive lead that we're going to be working on. Going right over to this pad over here. That went in fairly easy. Now we're working on our second ground line. Fairly simple stuff, fairly easy to do. It's just really, really tiny. That was the one thing I was not prepared for when I actually started on this. So there we are. I think we'll just leave that just as it is right there. That should do fine. Okay. Now we've got the two wires for our actual button power. A little look at everything here. It's looking much better. I think the one we're going to need is going to be this one over here. But let's yeah. You're going to see that about here I decided, wait a minute, that's not right. And I actually ended up connecting to something I shouldn't, so I got that out of there. Get some wires out of the way here too. If they'll let me. And right about here I'm having to adjust the placement of the board as well. Right about here, what I'm looking at is the button ground, and this is what I need to connect to. So now that we've got the wires out of the way, got everything trimmed down the way it needs to be, let's just flow that right in there. Just like that. That's looking pretty good. And that was our button ground, by the way. Now the next one we're probably going to be doing is going to be our button 1. But let's just check the schematic here, make certain we're going for the right pad. Oh, that's right. At this point, yeah, I was having to trim a whole new wire for this particular lead. Sorry, that's why this image is taking so long here. I actually had to clip a whole new wire, strip off the end, and get it all tinned up and ready to go. Probably should have trimmed that portion of the video down just a little bit. Okay. And here we are. Now, as you can see right here, this is the button 1 pad that we want to be going to. And as we cut back over here, you should see that it's going to be right here in front of us, nice and clean. And there we go. So here we are. If you'd like to help out the channel, I really want to thank all of our Patreon members. You probably just saw that link on the screen down there. By all means, go ahead and check out our Patreon page. And what you're seeing here, this is also the new helping hand setup that I've got. It made things a lot easier today. The old helping hands that I had just weren't holding anything stable. This is working so much better. So here we are. Here we have it. This is the upper chassis. And all I really have to do is wire in the resistor for the power lead, and we can get this installed in the Saber and attach the button, which is what we're going to be doing on the next video. So by all means, if you want to help out the channel, support what we're doing here, if you find any of this useful, check out our Patreon page. Go ahead and give us a like, a subscribe. Best way to hear about new things happening on the channel, and that like button really lets the algorithm know that we're doing something right here. So in the meantime, I'm Nick Nitro, and I will see you in the Crucible.